Welcome back here to DGOT, the Instant Reactions. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We're going to be taking on the newly released Hell House LLC Lineage. Before we get started, I just want to give a quick shout out to Terror Films. Really appreciate them. They sent us over a screener so we could watch the film early, can get some content out about it. So big shout out to them. That's why you got to get on all social media platforms. They follow us on TikTok. We interact quite often. I told them straight up, it's like, hey, because they gotten so many screener requests from, non-creators or big name creators or whatever, that they said that we're not giving out any more screeners, like, because we just got Joe Schmo asking for them. So I just commented, I was like, hey, I don't want a screener for free. Like, I'll pay for it because none of my theaters are showing it. But they said, no, we got you. So appreciate them. Shout out to Terror Films. But I did get to go see it last night. CMX showed one screening. I wanted to go support Terror Films, Steven Cognetti, and Elizabeth Vermilia. They came on the show. Appreciate that as well. General thoughts on the film. I thought it was fine, but it was underwhelming. Like, it just didn't. I feel like they tried to do way too much storytelling, lore building, and to me, the ending just wasn't satisfactory. It just ended so abruptly. And after the first watch, I remember sitting up from the couch and saying, "It's over? Like, that's the ending? Like, we're done right now?" Like, I was like, no way, this is it right now. But I thought there were some good scares. There weren't as many as I thought there would be. I thought the clown was great, but, I'll just jump into that when we get into our positives and negatives. I thought it was fine, but it was just a bit underwhelming and just didn't hit like I was hoping. But I still thought it was fine, and I appreciate them sending over the screener. Brian, just what do you think? General thoughts?
Yeah, I liked it. You can tell that it's 100%, and I think that either Steven or uh, Elizabeth, is that her name? Elizabeth from even either Steven or Elizabeth said this, I think, but you can tell it's for the fans. Like you can tell that this is made for fans of the franchise, because I will say you definitely need to do a refresher on the franchise first, unless you are watching these a lot. Because if you're watching these as they come out, uh, and you're like me, I forgot a whole lot of stuff that I had to go back and do a little bit of watching on. But overall, I liked it. I've got a lot of, not a lot, but I've got a few positives and negatives here when we get into them. But overall, I liked it. Good
Yeah.
addition to the franchise. But I like you. I do. He almost left it open for another one, but so it is a kind of odd to find out that it is supposed to be the last one. So interesting.
Yeah, Steven said it himself that this movie is for the Hell House fans. And, kind of the spoiler, I guess is kind of a spoiler right off rip. But like when we asked Elizabeth, why doesn't Steven like a happy ending? I kind of just took it as the Hell House people win. They're just going to keep doing it. Like, and why keep making stories about it? They're just going to keep doing what they do. That's just how I kind of took it after watching it a couple times. But
Good
Dustin,
point.
go ahead with your general thoughts.
Yeah, I didn't love it. Um, I'll get into some pros because there are pros, but to me, it just feels like when you're doing this much lore building, 5 films into a franchise, that's misplaced. Like that's the wrong time to be adding all this new stuff and filling us in on all these things that we may have forgotten about. Because, like Brian said, unless you're watching these, like you forget about a lot of stuff. And I don't know. I will say I will give a shout out. I haven't seen all of the Hell House LLC movies, but I did watch before I watched this movie. I watched a YouTube video that was really good, from a woman named Anna Rants, Rants, like she's ranting. She's a smaller account, only 531 followers, but she has a 54-minute long video that breaks down each Hell House LLC movie and gives you lore overview. Shout out to her. That was clutch, because going into this, like I felt like I knew everything I needed to know to watch this movie. Now that being said, I think it's well made. I don't really have any issues with that. Um, there's just some things that I'll get into in the cons that took the score down for me. But overall, I think it was a pretty decent movie. Just didn't love it.
That's very fair. Yeah, my positives. I thought the movie looked good. Like there was, like it was. It was first off, it was a bold choice for Steven to go narrative and not found footage. And I said that in my TikTok video I made, that I feel like the diehard Hell House fans are going to be kind of upset that it's not found footage. Like the whole franchise was this way and now you change it, like I feel like they might be upset. I thought the movie looked good. I think Steven's really good at building scares. Like I thought the opening with the guy in the at the fair. God, I can't talk right now. The guy at the fair, I thought that was a great opening. The clown was scary. I like the lighting. Now the clown, like we said in our interview with Elizabeth, that clown is scary as hell to me. Like it's one of the scariest clowns in horror. But I'll go positive and negative at the same time. I thought the clown was a positive when it was in like the shadows and the darkness, but like in the broad daylight, it looked way too clean. Like it looked too white. It didn't have that vintage feel like Steven told us about, like when that mask was first made, like and when it was first provided. Like it just didn't have that gritty look to it. In the shadow, like when it was in the broad daylight, like in front of the Tully house or whatever. But overall, that clown is still scary. A lot of good scares towards the end too with the priest, and I think her name was Cheryl. She was in Alicia, excuse me, Alicia from Carmichael Manor, which I'm gonna be picking that movie pretty soon. I'm right there with you, Brian. I've rewatched the first and the fourth a couple times. I do like Carmichael Manor better. That movie's scary as hell, to be honest with you. It's got some
Yeah,
good scares in it.
I agree. It's
It's
definitely my favorite one.
Yeah, it's my favorite as well. I like that we go back to the Carmichael Manor as well, and I like some of the reveals that we have with I don't want to call him. I think his name was Donald in Carmichael Manor. You know what I'm talking about? The guy who kind of just acts like the cleaning service and like just lets the people
Yeah,
into the Carmichael Manor.
yeah,
I like what they do with his character.
same.
I just think I think my biggest positive is Steven just took a chance. Like he swung big. Like because he kind of mentioned in our interview, like trying to build scares and tell stories all at the Abaddon just got stale to him. He
Yeah,
did one movie at the Carmichael Manor, and then he's like, I've been doing these movies for over a decade now. I'm ready to move on, do something different. And
yeah,
I can respect that he took a big swing and tried to just conclude it all in one movie. I do think that was a little too much, to be honest with you, because I agree. Like, you got to know 1, 2, 3, and 4 to kind of understand, like, who the fuck is Mitchell?
right.
If you haven't seen 2 in a long time, who the hell is Mitchell? And, like, if you haven't seen 3 in a while, why is Vanessa back? I thought she died, It's just,
Yeah,
but big props to Elizabeth. Well, I think she did a very good. I think all the acting was. I mean, Terror Films Shutter is a very small studio. They're not a big studio. Although the production and the acting was very, very good for what they are. Like I didn't have any problems with it. We've definitely seen way worse acting in like Nightmare and Freddy and Halloween movies in the
oh,
past. So I think
oh
the
yeah.
production. I thought the movie looked good as well. A lot of good overhead shots as well. Dustin, you want to give some of your general thoughts? I just want to hear what you got. Some of your positives.
Oh, positives, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I too like Cognetti trying something new. Like he shows that he's more than just a one-trick pony because this movie is well made and well directed. The clown is so creepy always. I agree with what you said about the look of it, but that the clown was definitely the highlight of the movie. I think the flashbacks were well done. Like it was an effective way to let us into Vanessa's mind, what she's thinking, what she's experiencing at the moment. And I think there's some really good horror moments and scenes that are shot really well as far as like camera framing, stuff happening in the backgrounds or, stuff that isn't the center of the shot, but we see it happening. I think that there are some positives. And that goes to what I was saying about the movie being well directed. I think Stephen Cognetti did a good job there.
I think Steven's one of the best at making those scares where, and I'm not just saying that just to say it, but I think he's one of the best at making those like background scares, like you're looking at something, then you look away, then you turn back, and like there's like a person there now. Like he has a lot of those scares in these Hell House movies, and in his movie 825 Forest Road, it's like very subtle stuff that's very creepy. I think he's really
Hmm.
good at it.
Yeah, he
Go
is.
ahead, Brian.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I know Carmichael Manor without, oh shit, who knows? We're spoiling it anyway, but I know Carmichael Manor is kind of where it all began, right? But Hell House, the franchise, started and at the Abaddon. We spent 3 movies at it, and that bold choice of him burning it down. I wonder if, knowing this was the last one, if he wished that he could have gone back to it at least for a little bit. That's just, I would just be curious to hear his answer on that. You brought up the found footage thing. It it didn't bother me that it wasn't found footage, because he had really good. You had really good reasons for having the first 3 be found footage, and or 4 really, but it kind of got stale if now he has to come up with another reason, another documentary, another whatever. I didn't bother me that it wasn't found footage. Because also that there were some really standout shots and transitions in this movie that really showed off how good he is at that. It's something that you couldn't do with found footage. Um, it's and those things, like I said, have not been in this franchise or never been seen in this franchise before. So I really did like it because it wasn't restricted to that. Now, does it take away some of that realism that scares you? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's always different for different people, right? For me, I liked the change up. It wasn't as scary as Carmichael Manor. I don't. None of them are to me, but this is a solid second for me as far as my rankings go. Um, so yeah, I just and the third act in the Carmichael, I really enjoyed that third act in the Carmichael. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's jump into our negatives. To me, like I said, I just think there's just too much going on story wise. Like Dustin kind of mentioned, this is movie 5 and it's the finale, and we're tracing back every single person that goes back to the wreck that killed Margaret Carmichael. I think it's Margaret. It's one of the sisters. I apologize if I said the wrong name. I mean, this is just a lot going on to remember for a movie. Then you got to remember all of Vanessa's story. Then you got to remember who Mitchell is. And then they're going to the kids as well. Final Destination Bloodlines kind of just did this as well. Not saying that he ripped the idea. I'm just saying we just saw this as well though. But one of my biggest qualms is the clown. Like, to me, what made that clown so scary was one location we're in. Like, we're either in the Abaddon or we're in the Carmichael Manor, and that clown is just very subtle how he haunts and how he kills, etc. Now we got this clown going all over Abaddon, New York, running after people and going after folks that was killed 30 years ago, chasing them down the school hallway or chasing them down their house. It's just like we're just doing we're doing too much with this clown now. It's like, and it really, Mitchell and Elizabeth, or not Elizabeth, that's her real name. Vanessa, like they're twins now. Like, how would Vanessa not know that? Because that's what the story's telling. Like, that's they're twins. Like, how do you not know that Mitchell is your twin, right? I don't know. To me, my biggest qualm was just there's too much going on to keep up with. And I do think the movie kind of drags whenever we're doing all this dialogue exchange between Vanessa and Alicia or Vanessa and Max when they meet at the bar or when they meet at the old Abaddon place. Like, they're just doing too much. And I hate to say it, but I kind of wish we would have got a happy ending too. Like, I wish they would have figured out how to stop Hell House. I wish we got a conclusive ending with like Vanessa figured it out or Alicia figured it out. I wish we would have got a conclusive ending. Like the ending with it just, oh, Vanessa finds out she has her twin still alive, and the wreckage and the havoc and the murders from the Abaddon Hotel and the Carmichael Manor are just going to keep going on. I don't know. I get where he's coming from, but it just didn't feel satisfactory to me either. Not that I always need a happy ending, because me and Dustin have talked about that. Like some movies we want that non-happy ending. Like that's what fits better. But for this one, I kind of wanted a nice little bow on top and like let's figure this out, because I feel like nobody figured out what to do to stop it. But I'll stop there. Dustin, what are some of your qualms?
Well, first of all, I think to speak to what you were just saying, we want, you know, we don't need the happy ending when it's one movie or two movies, but when you got five and you've been along for this ride, you want something to let you know it's over. Like everybody can breathe easy. You're 5 movies in, so that I definitely agree with you there. But as far as my other cons, I think it loses what made it special by switching to the conventional style. Like this is a found footage franchise, and just like Paranormal Activity, when they switched in Next of Kin 2021, I hated it. I'm not saying that it would have been a good movie otherwise, because it's not very good, but it's just that's what this franchise is. So it's odd to make that switch 5 movies in. Now, like I said, I gave him props. That was one of my pros, was that he showed he's not a one-trick pony. He can do other movies and do them well because this is well made. It's just for this franchise, it was a con because that's what I want. It's what I expected. And this one doesn't have nearly as many quote scares, and a lot of the tension feels like forced by the dramatic tone the story is being told, like the somber way that the lines are delivered and the conversations are had. The score, like it feels like it's kind of forced tension, because I think that this franchise works best when it's following characters who are legitimately being scared along the way. This one focused too much on explaining the scares, making them less effective. Um, we've already touched on this a little bit, but expanding the lore can be good, and there is some good in this one in that regard. But expanding the lore too much waters it down, makes it convoluted, and ultimately can be confusing, especially if you're not like a diehard in the franchise. And this movie also was too much of a slow burn for me. I don't mind a slow burn. I like slow burns sometimes, a lot of times, but this one just took a long time to get going. I think it's because it's not found footage. Like we're on a traditional movie journey, so I'm not just watching her day unfold. I'm hearing these stories. It's just different, and it made it way too slow in the early going for me.
I'm just going to be short here. My biggest qualm was just that you had to know you couldn't have just seen the other ones once. And I have admittedly seen 1, 2, and 3 once. I mean, I've seen Carmichael a couple of times, but I've seen the first 3 one time, and I was lost at first. I really it was too. I don't want to say it's too deep into the lore because it's great. Sometimes that's great, especially if you're a hardcore fan. And I really like this franchise. I just don't feel like I was, I guess, as hardcore of a fan as I needed to be for this one. And I feel like you really, really have to be knowledgeable for it and have had to seen the other ones numerous times, or at least very recently. That's my qualm.
Very fair. I agree, honestly. I mean, I still think the movie was fine. Like, it was satisfactory to the ending, but there's way too much storytelling going on in the final movie. Like, we just need to wrap this up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just all 3D. Like, we still got more of the same, but we got a conclusive ending. Like, we wrapped it all up in a bow. Not saying Saw 3D is good, because it's not my favorite Saw movie, but it did kind of wrap everything up and tidy everything up. But guys, any final thoughts? I just want to give a big shout out to Terror Films again. Really appreciate the screener. Like, we get sent screeners all the time for not the best movies. We don't even watch them most of the time, or we choose not to do that promotion or whatever, just because. I mean, we all work too, so I mean, we all have busy lives, schedules, and all that. Like, we can't make we
We all what?
we can't make every screener happen. But when you get like a screener for like a very popular horror franchise, one that we reviewed on the show, like it was special to me. I really appreciate that. I'm excited to review it in full one. I'm excited to review Carmichael Manor. I think Dustin, you'll like Carmichael Manor. It's a good one. Like that's the scariest one to me for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Final
And
thoughts, guys, before we get out of here. Go ahead. Sorry.
My only final thoughts is that I feel like everybody, especially if you're a fan of Hell House, need to go see this movie. That it adds a lot to the lore, especially if you're a big fan of the franchise. Go see it.
The sound design in theaters was good because I commented on Steven's post, like promoting it. The sound design was really good in the big screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I recommend seeing it as well, just because one, support indie films, two, there's something for everyone out there. This might be your favorite movie of the year. I thought it was fine. I've definitely seen worse. I too, Nico. I appreciate when we get sent screeners. That's the word. Yeah. I appreciate when we get sent screeners. Even when it turns out to be the worst movie I've seen all year, like the one we got last month. I appreciate that as well. So,
what was the name of that one?
You want me to say? I'll put them on blast. Diced, whatever that movie was called, was
Reloaded.
Diced Reloaded was the biggest piece of dog crap. It rivals Screamboat for the worst movie I've seen ever.
Damn.
I didn't hate Screamboat. I mean, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, it was.
But anywho, we appreciate Terror Films again.
For sure.
Love to work with you guys again in the future. excited to see what Stephen Cognati's got coming up next. He said he's working on something new, some more scares on the way. I think 825 Forest Road's a pretty good movie. Like I think that one's good. Like he already proved to me that he knew how to make a narrative horror film. I mean, it's another haunted house kind of flick, but it was good. It was really good, actually. But we appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll be back with our next instant reaction sometime soon. The theater showings are kind of limited right now.